coming to get you, Barbara.
Welcome back to the Deadlight Society. I'm Adam.
I'm Michael.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe
You've changed your name 4 times this year.
4 times?
4 times. I've been keeping track.
Oh, okay.
You spent approximately $2,000 in court fees already, and this is an intervention.
Okay, well, I guess this week I'm Michael. I don't know. Next week maybe I'll change
I'm
it
still
again.
Adam, because I love my name, unlike you.
You're right. It's my father's name, so it is a gross name. You're right.
Anyway, today we're talking about Idle Hands from 1999.
Yeah, I feel like this movie's not really that well known.
It's not. I love this movie so fucking much, and no one knows about it at all. And people are like surprised if you bring it up. They're like, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
you know Idle Hands?"
Yep, literally just happened to me today when I was talking to somebody about it. But I remember this movie. I watched this movie once when I was very, very young. I don't know how old, maybe like 7. But the only scene that I remembered from this movie is the sex scene.
You're king.
Yeah, my 7-year-old self, I suppose. But I don't know. It's just something about the hand and, you know, what the hand was trying to do and just all the fucking crazy shit that happened with it. I just remember that scene very vividly, but didn't remember shit else about it. So, but before we get into the movie, we did watch this one like together, but we didn't record an intro first because we're stupid and we forgot. So we're just doing like one big, I guess, regular episode.
That's a really relaxed episode
Yes.
because this is such a fun
Relaxed
movie. It's a
movie.
stoner comedy like horror
Yes.
movie, so it's
100%.
as relaxed as you can get.
Yeah, so we're just gonna do like a little intro, like some horror news, which is kind of like what the last few episodes that we've been doing has been focusing on. Like the part 1 has been like a bunch of horror news and just random topics, and then we'll cut and go to part 2 where we talk about the movie in specific. So
You still got our trailer that's going to be coming up.
yeah, we'll put that bad boy in the
Everything will
middle.
be Gucci.
Yeah. So, what do you wanna got any news for our listeners?
Neve Campbell is stepping away from screen.
Yes.
How dare she? Actually, I don't really care.
Yeah.
You care more than I
I do. We are on opposite sides of this one, which I think is a good for the podcast because you have your perspective, which you're going to have people that agree with you, and you have my perspective, and there's going to be people that agree with me. And you're on the side where it's just like, whatever, like we don't need her anymore. It's done.
That's 6 movies deep.
Yeah.
Like, she's brought enough to the fucking franchise. Like, she can step away and it's fine. The last movie pretty much already, like, paraded in the new generation of kids that would be taking part. So
Yeah, I mean,
she's not really needed.
You're not wrong. She did have a really, really small part in the last
plus,
movie.
Apparently, this next movie isn't even taking place in Woodsboro, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's in like Manhattan or something.
Yeah,
like,
it's
in
supposed to be New York.
Which is, I'm curious to see how that's going to work. But
I hope they pull like a Jason Takes Manhattan, and it's just like 5 minutes actually in New York, and the rest
Yeah.
of the movie still takes place in Woodsboro.
I feel like they were going to do it that way because of her character, though, because I think she moved to New York or something. Like in the 6th movie when
I thought it was L.A.
maybe she was in some city, some big city. That's all I know. But I know Dewey called her and she answered from like the city. I thought it was New York, but I don't know where it was. But I thought that's maybe why they were trying to do Manhattan because they were going to have
She
her a
moved,
bigger
like,
part.
5 fucking times. Like every single movie, she's in another
yeah.
fucking like place.
She's trying to escape this guy, and he is just not having it.
I really hope they go back to like the one idea that they had for I forget which Scream it was, but like the cult of Stu, of just like there's a cult of like
Yes.
ghost face killers, and I hope that's what it's like in New York. It's like a cult of all these ghost faces.
I'm gonna watch it either way. I'm not gonna take a super, I guess, strict side, and like if she's not in it, I'm not watching it. But I'm gonna watch it. I'm on the side where it's like she's been like she's the original like in this friend like she's the final girl like, and she's been in every single movie. So to have her not in this just because she wants more pay is kind of like petty. Like just pay her what she wants. That's my side. I know that's not the hot take for everybody, but that's how I feel. Like she's kind of standing up saying that no, actually, like this is what I'm worth, and if you're not gonna give that to me, then fuck you, bye. Like,
And that's fine, but it's like let her step away then. It's not really a big deal
Yeah,
anymore.
that's what I mean. We're on the opposite sides of it. I get that perspective, but for me, it's just like she's been in every single one
She's been in
since.
6 movies. She can step away from one.
She could. I mean, she could.
If they
but
come back like in another year or two and say, "Hey, we'll pay you what you want," or even more than that, and she comes back for that,
Yeah.
cool, whatever. There's still more opportunities for her to come back into the franchise.
absolutely,
That's why I'm like, it's not a fucking big deal. They can come back in 2 years and say, "Hey, we'll pay you what you want, and let's make another movie."
good. I don't know. She's been in every single one, and Courtney Cox is coming back, and David Arquette even said that he's like on her side, and I think Matthew Lillard even issued a statement about it. Like,
Jamie Kennedy.
okay,
Jamie Kennedy and
Yeah.
David Arquette
Mhm.
both said it. I'm worried. Haven't seen anything from Matthew Lillard. I've seen him like tweets, but I haven't seen
I
him,
saw
like-
something the other day. I don't know if it was fake then or not, but I did see somebody posted like some type of screenshot from his page somewhere saying that he was like upset that she's not going to be in it. But I don't know if that was fake
I'm
now.
wondering if he's going to be in it because he has been pretty quiet.
Could be. I can see them trying to pull him back like they did with Billy in the last one. So I guess we'll see. I'm like I said, I'm gonna watch it either way. Just gonna be a little salty if she's not in it, but it is what it is. If they're not gonna pay her what she wants and she's gonna stick to her guns, and more power to her, and I guess more power to them too. So whatever it
Fuck
is,
it. I
yeah.
don't give a shit. Let them do what they do.
Yeah.
3 years, make them another Scream movie, and pay everybody what they want, and then like it's cool.
Yeah.
Got another installment, whatever.
But if you guys feel any certain type of way about it and you want to chat with us, message us on our Facebook page. We'll hold a conversation with you for sure. I am curious to see what other people think. I've been looking at different groups on Facebook and like the comments that people are talking about this, and like I said, it's a very mixed bag. You have people that are really agreeing with him and just like doesn't matter, and then you have people who are like really upset that she's not going to be in it. So if you want to have a conversation with us, we are down for that. But I guess moving away from that topic, do you have any other things that you wanted to bring up?
Yes, actually, there is more news. Welcome to Derry. The prequel to the It franchise has started filming.
Yes. I saw that the other day, and I shared it on my Facebook, my personal Facebook, and I actually might have shared it on the page's Facebook as well. But I saw it and super excited.
This fucking bitch ass cat is just knocking down shit while we're trying to
Yeah.
record.
Sorry, awkward cut. But as I'm talking, his cat knocks over a fucking hard drive and it just goes bang.
What a bitch.
Anyway, before we were rudely interrupted by Kruger here, super excited for that. The director, Andy, is back to do these, as we said in a previous episode as well. And
Is he writing as well?
I read the article too, and I fucking forget what it said. But he's working on the pilot episode, and he's on like set with them and making like directing it, making sure everything's going good. So I'm excited. And they haven't announced yet if Bill Skarsgård's coming back as Pennywise. They haven't announced any of the cast.
It doesn't make fucking
Yeah,
sense.
I'm hoping he does. Like I'm really.
It's HBO. They can afford to fucking.
Yeah,
pay him.
I'm hoping he does. They haven't announced any of the cast yet, so we can't give you like a definite. But I'm hoping that it's gonna be Skarsgård, because if not, I don't know if I'm gonna be that excited anymore.
Like the only thing that I can really think of that they could do if it's not Skarsgård is at least CGI, but like even that's kind of like that.
Yeah, but
I mean, most of Pennywise is kind of CGI anyway.
But yeah, you're right. But I don't know. We'll update you as we learn more as well. But I think that's all we have for that. Really, there's not much that they've announced from it yet. They just started filming and started the production with it. So
I still feel weird about it because there's no like source material for it.
yeah, well, I trust Andy. He did really good with the remakes. So I'm hoping that he'll knock these out of the park as well. So I'll check him out.
You know what? I take that back because Doctor Sleep, the way that I forget if it was Mike Flanagan who directed that one, but the way he tied it into the old The Shining, that wasn't like Stephen King's vision for it at all, and like hated that movie forever, and like that settled the beef with Stephen King in that movie. So I think maybe if we give directors some more freedom. I said it before, like I want to see like a little more directorial freedom than having like strictly from the source material.
Yeah.
I can't complain much.
Yeah.
We'll
Excited.
see how it is.
Check it out for sure. I don't have HBO Max, but that might be the thing that makes me get it. Get it. Oh boy, here we go.
Already starting.
Yeah.
10 minutes in.
Right? Yeah. Okay. That might be what makes me subscribe to HBO Max, but we'll see. I think that might be it.
That's everything.
Like horror news that we have this week. We know some of that it's going to be a little bit outdated by the time this episode releases. It's going to be that stuff's going to be out for at least like 2 or 3 weeks now, but it's still news. It's still important news, so up for debates if anybody wants to talk to us. Yada yada, whatever. But think we're gonna okay, we'll get into Idle Hands a little bit and then we'll make our cut and talk about it. But so some background info on this. It's not streaming for free anywhere at the moment, so you're gonna have to rent or buy it, unfortunately. It is rated R. What?
Just do it. It's a harmless crime just to legally download it.
But we're not recommending.
Yeah, don't do that. Buy the movie. It's a good movie.
It is a really good movie. It's an hour and 32 minutes long. It's rated R. It was released in 1999, as we said previously. It was actually considered a box office flop, though. It had a $25 million budget and it only made $4 million. So that's unfortunate.
It really is unfortunate because I fucking love this thing. It has such a great cast too, like Devon Sawa, Seth Green, Eldon Henson, who most people know as the second lawyer in the Daredevil series that Netflix did. Has Jessica Alba in it. Like, it's fucking great.
Yeah, so it does have a pretty good cast. It was a pretty good movie. The director is Rodman Flender, which he has like 38 credits under his name. Some of the things that he's directed are 2 episodes of The Office, 2 episodes of Scream the TV series, Leprechaun 2, and 2 episodes of Tales from the Crypt. So he's got some pretty notable titles under his name. So, surprised though that like this was a box office flop when it released. It only made $4 million, but I guess the world wasn't ready for it yet.
I don't know if this is post Final Destination for Devon Sawa or if this is before.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's a good question. Probably around the same time, like very close in time.
Actually, Final Destination might have been 2001 because
Yeah.
I think they had to cut certain parts of it because of 9/11.
Possibly, yeah. That's they're very close to each other for sure. So that's pretty cool. And ratings, like we said, box office flop. So Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 15%. IMDb gave it a 6.2 out of 10. But Google's always coming in clutch.
The Google review is the correct review.
Yeah, Google gave it an 84. So, you know, I think that's probably more representative to how the horror community feels about this movie in general. It's not something that you're going to go into and get like pure dread horror, no, but it's a fun movie. It's got some horror elements to it, and
It has the fucking Offspring in it.
yeah, and there's Rob Zombie also has a song in here as well. So
Fucking Dracula
Yeah.
is rocking out while he murders people.
yeah, it's a good movie. I'm not gonna lie. I guess I can't say I'm not into like horror comedies because I fucking love the Scary Movie franchise. So I am into horror comedies, but I feel like when it comes to horror, I'm more interested in horror. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is really well done, I think. Regardless of what Rotten Tomatoes gave it and that it made so little money when it released.
It blends it really well.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely a really well done horror comedy.
Absolutely. But for those who may have not seen it and don't know what this movie is about, basically just about a teenager's hand gets possessed. I don't know. Is there like a devil in here that it shows, or like is there?
It doesn't say like anything really.
Yeah, I didn't think so, but I wasn't sure if I missed something. But okay, his hand just becomes possessed somehow, and it starts killing things and people, and he at first doesn't know, and then like maybe like a half hour or so into the movie, he's kind of, you know, we'll get into spoilers, but he is aware then that his hand is making him do this stuff, and he's not sure how to control it, how to stop it, and it sounds goofy, and it is goofy, but it's like a good goofy, if you know
Yeah,
what I mean.
100%.
So,
I think we'll leave it there.
yeah, I
The
think that's
trailer
it.
play, and then we'll get back to you with spoilers.
Yeah, enjoy your trailer.
So I came all the way over here. You said you was holding.
I didn't say what I was holding.
Anton Tobias never had much on his mind.
Don't you think you should have like a goal?
My dream life would be to lie around all day in bed and watch TV while some hot broad delivers me food.
And he always had time on his hands.
4 bodies have been discovered and the killer is still at large.
Until one of them got a mind of its own.
I have no control over my hands. It makes me do things I don't want it to do.
Aren't you a little old for Ding Dong Ditch?
Sorry about your bush.
I'm gonna call 911. What's the number?
I'm not the killer.
Okay. I mean, if OJ could get off, then I'm sure. You there?
Now, his hand won't stop.
I don't want to hurt you. Don't! Ew, that's disgusting.
His friends won't die.
You're dead. Undead, actually. And there was this big bright white light at the end of a long tunnel.
So what happened?
We were like, forget that, man. It's too far.
And the only way to stop it
Idle hands are the devil's playpen, so keep my hands occupied, right?
is to keep it busy.
Freeze!
Drop the knitting needles. That's probably not a good idea. Put him down! Cuff me!
Put those needles down, young man!
Cuff me! Cuff me!
Columbia Pictures presents
The police have no leads and the killer is still out there.
You scream like a girl.
the comedy
Careful, it's on kind of loose. That's really starting to get on my nerves.
that dares to give scary movies
Look at me! Tell me in the face!
the backhand.
What you doing, man? That's my dad. Come on!
CPR, man. I saw him Baywatch.
Did you lose something there, bud?
Idle Hands. The touching story of a boy and his hand.
Kinky.
Fly for a white guy.
And we're back
Back.
with our full, spoilerific, detailed,
Review?
in-depth review
Yeah.
impression of Idle Hands.
Yes. So, spoilers.
Fear 10, Fear 10, Fear,
Fear 10 for you?
Fear 10,
Okay.
Fear 10.
All right. I'm gonna give it a fear because I did like it, but I'm not gonna give it a fear 10. I'd probably give it I'd give it a 7. I'll give it a 7.
All right, I thought you were gonna go lower than
No,
that.
I'll give it a 7. I'll give it higher than a 5, and I think it deserves a little higher than a 6. So I'll do a 7. I think that's worth a 7.
I think people know like what type of movies that I like now because I gave Maximum Overdrive a Fear 10 as well as a Fear 10.
Yeah,
I like bad movies.
Yeah, I don't think this one was bad though.
It's
like
not the
Maximum
right-
Overdrive, yeah, a little bad.
Yeah,
But this one, I don't
yeah.
think this one was bad. It's a little, like I said, goofy, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I think that's more what it is. It's like goofy and fun.
Yeah.
Like if it's a fun horror movie, like I'm all in. Like I'm gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
And this is it's a stoner comedy disguised as like a horror movie. It's so good. I love it.
Yeah, I actually like it a lot too. So,
I don't
and
believe you.
I came into it, like I said, I watched this one time when I was very, very young. So I didn't come into it with much knowledge about other than dude's hand is possessed and it's like killing people. But I didn't really know what to expect with it. But I like it. I like it a lot. I don't know if I were to compare it with like Scary Movie, I still think I enjoy Scary Movie more. But I do like this.
I hate Scary Movie compared to this. I love this movie so much more than Scary Movie.
Oh my god, no. Mm-mm.
Well, this is actually like it has horror too, so it's like it leans way more into the horror
yeah.
than just the comedy.
Yeah, well, I guess in that aspect, yes, it's
Yeah.
better. It's a better Scary Movie
Like
than
Scary movie is a spoof movie.
Yeah.
This is this is a good horror movie as well as a comedy.
Yeah, I guess if you I guess you can't really compare them. But funny Scary Movie. I'd pick Scary Movie rather than this. But I like this
You're just
though.
wrong.
It is good. It is good. But anyway, it starts off very intense. I'll just say that.
Oh yeah, it's like right into it.
Yeah, it starts off in the bedroom of Anton is like the main character in this. He's the one that gets his hand possessed. But it starts off in his parents' bedroom. And were they just like chilling in bed, like getting ready for bed or
Yeah,
something?
they were planning on Thanksgiving decorations because Halloween was ending.
Yeah.
like it was Halloween night.
Okay. So, they're just chilling and they shut off the lights to get ready to go to bed. And above their bed, it just says, what, I'm under your bed or something like that. Or I'm
Yeah.
under the bed.
Which I just realized. Is there Halloween dance like after Halloween, or did they just decorate for Halloween?
Or maybe like Halloween didn't pass just yet. Like they were just getting
Yeah.
ready for Thanksgiving.
Because the dad said, like, can we hold off on the Thanksgiving decorations? Like, we just decorated for Halloween. I don't know if that means, like, they just finished decorating for it, or if it was, like, Halloween passed.
I'd assume that they just finished decorating and like she was already planning ahead for like Thanksgiving, and he was like, just give it a break. Like we just set up this. Hold on a minute. Like I'm assuming that's what he meant. But
yeah, that confused me because I thought that was, like, a massive plot hole. Like, wait, their dance is, like, way into November then.
Yeah, no, it's definitely got to just mean that he wasn't ready to decorate yet for the next holiday. But it starts off there. The saying is over their bed that there's something under the bed, and it's funny because like the girl like pushes her husband and is just like, well, look, check it out. I'm not gonna look, and you know he checks, nothing's under there. He gets up to go check the rest of the house, and you know he doesn't come back. So he's our first death in this movie as the father. And then you have the mom who she makes her way downstairs as well and starts checking out everything, and she's getting spooked out because there's all kinds of like there's blood, and she's just like, what's like, where are you? Like but then eventually she makes her way back, like she's getting scared, whatever. She makes her way back up to the bedroom. And I think she lays back down in bed, and then she like peeks under, or no, she doesn't lay in bed. She goes up, and it like grabs her from under the bed.
She tries calling 911.
Yeah, there you go.
Knocks
All
the phone out of her hand,
Yeah.
and then drags her under
Gotcha.
the bed.
Okay, I forgot already, but
that blood splatter out the side of the bed.
yeah,
pristine.
Yeah, there is a lot of blood in this for sure, and a lot of like explosive blood in a whole lot of scenes
It's
in here.
splattery and it's great.
Yeah. So that's your first deaths in this movie are Anton's parents. And then it moves on to, you know, it starts going with the story. He's just this kid who's a stoner, doesn't really do much. He sits in the house all day watching TV and just getting
Doesn't
stoned.
go to school.
Yeah. Maybe they're on a break.
No, it said like he wasn't in school for like 6 months.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
I missed that too. All right. But yeah, he just kind of sits around all day and he gets stoned with his two friends, Mick and P-Nub.
It's Peanut. It's such a dumb name, but I love it.
Yeah, I keep looking at it like I'm not pronouncing that right, but Peanut.
It's literally Peanut.
So that's what he does for his days. He just hangs out with his friends and they smoke weed together, and that's all he ever does. So it cuts to him just sitting on his couch scrolling through, and then just a story between him and his friends or whatever. And the next person to die is his friend. His friends.
Yes, both of them.
Both of them.
They walk in and see the bodies, and then like his hand just kind of takes over and kills them both.
Yep.
One with a bottle to the head, Seth Green's character, and the other to Peanut, Eldon's
Blade
character. He gets like a frisbee throw.
Yeah. The
blade
solid.
right at his neck that chops off his head.
Yeah, literally cut his head right off, and I was just like, oh, damn. All right. Cool.
I think that's when you realize, oh shit, this is actually like a horror
Yeah.
movie.
Like literally sliced his neck right off. So that was interesting. Weird, but all right. But they're the next ones to die, but do they really die though?
No, they're undead. They don't die.
Yeah, they come back. They're undead. They come back.
At least until the end.
Yeah.
Then they decide, oh yeah, we'll go to heaven.
Yeah. But
they literally their explanation was it was too far. Like we heard the voices, we saw the light, it was just too far.
Yeah.
We decided to come back.
which is definitely within their character. Like
Yeah.
100%. It's like, yeah, we just didn't feel like walking all that way. So we just came
It's
back.
100% something that you and me would do though. It's too far.
Fair enough. So that was interesting. I didn't expect that. I didn't remember that at all from my first time watching it, that they come back to life and don't actually die right away, which was kind of weird at the same time. But I mean, all right, it was funny.
It's so random, but
Yeah.
it's like it gives you the American Werewolf in London vibes, where you have like the dead best friend who's like kind of there, like
Yeah.
walking him through as he's decaying.
Yeah, that was interesting. I like when Seth Green's character Mick finally attaches his head back on, like he sticks the fucking kitchen thing in his head.
Fork.
Yeah, he sticks it in his head and then sticks the other part into like his body, and he's like, "Oh man, thanks." Oh man, I thought that was fucking funny.
Later on, like a little bit later, he eats a burrito too, and the reaction to it is just so fucking funny and like natural. It's like, ew, yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah. He's trying to eat the burrito, but obviously his head isn't attached, so literally you see it coming out of like his neck, and
it's
everybody's
like chewed up fucking black like burrito inside. Ew, yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah, literally, it is fucking disgusting. And then he fucking puts duct tape around his neck. He's like, "I got you, dude."
I know how to fix that.
Yeah, so that was fun. I think those two characters definitely is the comedic relief in this for sure, because everything that they say is funny. But after that, the next deaths in here happen to be the cops that come to Anton's house. I don't know. They're a noise complaint. They got a noise complaint because they're just listening to Rob Zombie at this point, because they were trying to figure out like the devil connection, and that was with the one guy who likes satanic music.
The random fucking character.
Yeah.
Is like, satanic music
Yeah.
is cool.
So they start.
Everything's black and everything.
So they start playing Rob Zombie, and I guess they get a noise complaint. The cops come over, and they see through the window his dead friends, but they're alive, but they're dead. And they go into the house. They're like, fuck the Bill of Rights.
We have just cause.
Yeah, and just barge in. And that's, that leads to their demise, unfortunately. One of them gets stabbed in the ear and like through the head with a sewing needle, because the idle hands reference.
Yeah, idle hands are the devil's playground.
Yeah.
Fucking, a fun concept to go off of, but this is like the stupidest way to do it.
Yeah, so he's trying to keep his hands busy then, so that they're not idle, so that it's not being able to have its own mind, I guess. And he's knitting, and that's also a funny scene as well, because he's just sitting on the couch next to his dead buddies, just knitting, and they're just like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
This is after. Oh yeah, this is after the best scene that you remember from a kid when you were a kid.
Was it after that?
Yeah, that was all after the weird fucking sexy Jessica Alba's character, who's so bad at acting at this point.
Yeah, she was really bad. I was surprised. But that scene was funny too, because he like ties up his hand while he's trying to have sex with her, and she's like, "Ooh, kinky."
Accurate.
Yeah, that was a funny scene for sure.
He also like sexually assaults her.
Yeah, he like grabs her ass, like not
and
even
like holds on,
Yeah.
doesn't let go.
It
It's
wasn't
like,
a
oh,
tap.
that's
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
that wasn't a tap on the ass. That wasn't like a small. Like he grabbed. Like he had a whole butt cheek in his hand.
Yeah.
Like he grabbed it, and she was just like, "Wow, I never thought that you'd grab me like that." Like,
It's like what?
okay, like, if somebody walked up behind me and grabbed my ass, I'd be like, "Bitch."
I guess she liked him enough that it's not.
I
but,
guess,
like,
but
if she wanted it,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, she
Cool,
consented.
that's what she's into.
In a way, I mean, she didn't consent in the first place, no. But after the fact, she was just like, "Wow, I didn't think you'd do that."
Yeah, that was a lot of like risk involved in that movie.
That's very true. I guess
it paid off.
it was 1999. It was a different world then. But yeah, the other cop is there. He gets murdered as well. He gets that one with a stun gun though. Like he takes the stun gun out of the other cop after he kills that cop and just like stuns the dude in his face and just dead.
Yeah, taser route.
Yeah.
Yeah, stun gun is the one that you actually have to like put
Yeah,
to
yeah.
people. Tasers are
Uh-huh.
the ones that you shoot.
Yeah, killed him. So he was dead.
taser to the face.
Yep.
It was not like the Hangover scene. It was much more gruesome.
Yes. Yes. So then after them, the next death was the teens that were in the car at the Halloween party, and they're like in there making out. You see boobies. I think for the first time in this movie.
That's the only time in the movie.
I was gonna say I don't think I've seen any other boobies. You see the one. What's her? I don't know what, like the demon slayer lady. Like you
Druid
see,
bitch.
yeah, you see like her nipple through her shirt at some point. But other than that, like this is the only actual boobies that you see in this scene.
I love how we're talking about this more than like other shit in the movie.
I'm just going through the kills, all right? I'm just going through the kills. They're next on the list, okay? It was them. They're fooling around in the car, and the dude, her boyfriend's like grabbing her boobs, and she's just like enjoying it for the moment, and then she starts to realize, like, wait a minute, like, there's
Three
three
hands.
hands, and she looks down, screams, and the hand kills them both. But I just thought that was funny because she's like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, there's a third hand on there. There's a third hand.
I love how the guy didn't feel the third hand or see the third
Yeah,
hand like
right?
creep up. It's like,
You-
okay, cool.
Plot hole.
It's so dumb.
So then after them, you have the principal who's murdered as well. This one is the hand is going up his pants, and he's like on the phone talking sexually with somebody. I don't know who it was.
It's a sex hotline.
Okay, it was
like
sex
thing.
hotline. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
1999.
yeah,
Different time.
Yeah, definitely was. So he's talking to somebody
Now we have
online.
streams for that.
Yeah, yikes. He's talking online, getting aroused, and he's just like, I can like feel you touching me, and it's the hand crawling up his leg, and like, you know, and then he looks down, the hand like busts out through his fucking jeans and just kills him. So dead. After that, you have another death with Molly's friend, which I don't know what her name was in this, but it was her friend that was making out with P-Nub at the Halloween party. She dies which the dumbest scene in this has to be the fact that when they're at the Halloween party and this hand gets in there, starts killing people, and Molly and her friend are like, well, her friend pointed it out first, I should say, like, let's crawl through this air vent to get out of here.
You missed the kill before this.
What?
The singer of the Offspring that just gets.
Well, I mean, did he die though?
Yeah, he died.
He was just skinned.
He died.
All right. Well, if we count him, then the singer of the
I
Offspring.
think it was in the Offspring's contract. Like one of them had to die.
Okay, well, that's interesting. But all right.
Like I think they chose that. They're like, we'll do it, but one of us has to die.
Fair enough. But yeah, the dumbest scene in that is that they decided to get into this thing to get out of here, and then they end up getting to this part in the air duct system where there's a fan underneath them, and the blade is going, so they have to stop the blade somehow to get out, and they stop it with Molly grabs her friend's shoe and like shoves it in, jams the fan up, and then Molly gets out. She ties up a rope around the thing, lowers herself down, and then she's trying to tell her friend like, just come down, and she's like, I can't do it, it's too high, I can't do it. And then the rope gets pulled up, and Molly's like, why did you pull the rope up? And she's just like, she looks down, she's like, I didn't. And then the fucking hand grabs her, wraps a rope around her neck, and just hangs her down through the fan. And yeah, and then he unjams the fan, and surprisingly, instead of cutting the rope, which is what the fan definitely would have done in real life, the fan instead like loops the rope around, and it just sucks her up into the fan, and she just gets chopped up into itty bitty pieces.
It was a very like Final Destination kill, and I loved it.
100%. That's 100%.
There was little bits and blood everywhere. It was
Yeah.
another very splattery.
That's there's like almost all the kills in here are very blood splattery kills. And there's all this. This isn't a kill, but there's a scene where when Anton is finally like trying to figure out how to defeat this hand. He's like, I gotta chop it off. So he chops his hand off. Which this is before the Halloween party, by the way. I'm kind of all out of events here. I was just trying to go through the kills first. But before he gets to the Halloween party part, he chops off his hand, and he ends up putting his hand in the microwave and starts microwaving it.
And just spurts.
And just, it's like you see the hand bubbling, like it starts getting all bloody and veiny and gross. It bubbles, and then again, another like burst of blood all over the microwave. And, yeah, that was an interesting one. So there's a lot of bursts of blood in this.
Oh, yeah.
Very gory.
Best thing, that the fun fact was that you didn't even, or I don't know if you knew it or not. I think you just kind of like assumed. But the hand actor was the same one who did the Addams Family and stuff.
I swear I read that before, but I did forget until you told me. But I thought I read it in like the whatever trivia stuff that I was reading before watching it. But that's also very interesting to add that he was the same hand actor as the one in the Addams Family. So that was cool.
A very good hand actor.
Yeah, and I mean we have to give credit to Anton's character
Devin
as well,
Sawa.
Devin. Yeah, because he did a really good job portraying that his hand was possessed in this movie. Like the hand motions he was doing, like everything about it.
Devon Sawa is a underrated actor. I forget what I saw him in recent. Oh, the Chucky series. He's like the dad and like a twin brother in the Chucky series that was on Sci-Fi.
Yeah, I watched that too, and I don't remember, but
Yeah, he's really, really underrated.
yeah, but yeah, in this movie, he does a really good job at portraying that his hand is possessed. Like even just the way that he moves it, like tries to control it, and just the movements that he does with it is just like really, really dope. So props to him. It was really cool to see. And then my notes here, the last kill that I have is the very ending of the movie, which is the hand itself. The hand itself gets killed by that girl.
Lackluster.
And it was very lackluster. Even Seth Green's character says that. He's like, that's it? It's not going to
Literally
explode?
just throws a dagger.
Yeah.
And it just like sticks in his chest.
Yeah, the random lady that's been searching for this hand the whole movie, she shows up at the conveniently exact right time, as you know, always, and a dead shot with the knife that she has, and just gets the knife and it actually stabs into Seth Green's character's like heart, but he's already dead, so he doesn't die again. But the hand just goes away, and he's just like, that's it.
Don't forget, before that, they had to fucking take a hit out of Mighty Joe Bong.
Oh, yeah, you're right. They had to like confuse it somehow, and like because it was trying to crush Jessica Alba's character Molly with the car. Like it had her roped up to the roof of this car, and the car was on what would that be called? Like
It's a lift.
a lift system. Okay, a lift system. It's lifting her up into the ceiling. It's trying to crush her in between the ceiling and the roof of the car,
Which
and
has a pentagram drawn on it.
yeah. And to stop the hand, Anton takes a hit of the bowl and then blows it into the sock puppet or whatever the fuck his hand is in at that time, and just kind of like, I guess, makes it go idle.
Stone.
Yeah.
It just falls off. And it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, like it takes a second and it
And then it
stops.
jumps and it gets stabbed.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that.
And that's the end of it. And that, yeah, no crazy, like you said, no crazy explosion. It literally just kind of disappears, and that's it. So interesting. I mean, I guess I feel like if Seth Green's character didn't say that's it, I'd just be like I'd be like, that's it? Like, what the fuck? Like, but
It's literally like they just ran out of shit.
yeah.
Okay.
But
I'll just end it.
since Seth Green's character said that, it just made the scene like, okay, cool.
But then right after that, the fucking lift falls right on Anton.
Yeah.
It's like,
And-
what the fuck is this for?
I so saw that coming because him and Molly are under there like making out, like they're so happy that they defeated this hand, and I'm just like, maybe you want to get out from under the lift first. Like I wouldn't really want to be under that. And then she gets out, and then Seth Green's character Mick and his friend P-Nub fooling around, and one of them hits the fucking thing, and it drops on him, and I'm just like, oh, oh no. But he lives. They make a joke at the end of it, like about he saw heaven or something, and he chose to stay with Molly instead, and she was just like, thanks or whatever. But
Fucking P-Nub and Mick are dead at this point.
yes, they went to heaven this time.
They finally decided, oh yeah.
Yeah.
let's-
Time
we
to
should
go.
do that.
So,
They're guardian angels.
yep. And they fucked with Anton at the end too, because they wrote above his hospital bed, they're like, I'm under your bed. And he's flipping out, and they're like, as they're walking away, or I guess not walking away because they're ghosts or not like spirits at this point, but they're down the hallway, and they're like, should we tell him that we wrote it, or should we just, and they just leave. They don't tell him. So
I want to walk through a nurse.
yeah. So, and that's pretty much the movie. I mean, you're missing obviously bits and pieces in the middle, but those are like all the kills that I wrote down that I saw, and is there anything else? Is there something that I missed?
No, that's really it. It's just a really quick, fun movie with a really fun soundtrack.
Yeah,
That's a lot of like music throughout it.
yeah,
It's-
there is a lot of like
I don't even know how to
like punk.
classify it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
a lot
punk
of punk
music.
pop punk,
yeah. So overall,
rock. Yeah.
yeah, overall, I definitely recommend it if you have not seen it, which for some reason a lot of people haven't. But if you haven't seen it, it really is. It's only an hour and a half, and it's funny. You could sit there and we were cracking up the whole time. Like it's a fun movie, and still fits within the horror genre though. So like it's definitely go check it out if you have not seen it. Go watch it. Like I said, it's not streaming anywhere, but you can rent or buy it. Worth buying for sure. So
100%. I have yet to find. If I find a VHS of this movie at all, I'm gonna fucking be psyched.
100%. I know it's one that I'll definitely check out, like Goodwill runs and shit like that, and see if I ever find it. But, yeah. I guess is that anything else to add about that?
No, that wraps it up for us. I think.
Yeah. So go watch it if you haven't. Next week we're going to be diving into the
Invisible Man.
Yes, the Invisible Man. The new one that came out. I think there's an old.
Yeah, it's originally based off a movie from like the 30s.
Yeah.
Or 40s.
Okay, so it's the new one that just came out in what, like 2020 or something.
Yeah, I don't know if I have the old one. I have Dracula, Wolfman, and Frankenstein, but I don't have Invisible Man. I don't think.
I know I definitely don't, but this one's the 2021 or 2021. 2021.
Bingo. You got it.
I knew what I was trying to say, but I was trying to say it. It was not coming out right because I was saying one. Yeah, you get it. You get it. I'm trying to look up the year now because I'm curious if it was 2020, because I think it was. But I want to verify. It was 2020. It was 2020. Okay. Just wanted to check. I wanted to be thorough. I don't want to give you wrong information. But we're diving into that.
Give wrong information. I'm a fake news spreader.
Fuck you and your fake news. Next week. That's what we're going into. And then I believe after that, we start Witch Month. Right?
July is Witch Month.
Yes. So we have some on the roster already, but if anybody has any suggestions of something that we may not have seen that you think is a really good contribution to that, please let us know. We will check it out.
Before what we got in the books is Blair Witch. We got The Witch, possibly Fear Street.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I was going to say, I think we had something else, but I forget. But
we got 4 weeks to cover.
Yeah. So if you guys have any recommendations, something we may not have seen, something that you think is underrated and definitely needs more attention, please message us. Please let us know, because I'm willing to check it out. And if it's something that I haven't seen or heard of, I'll definitely check it out, because I think that's one of the things that I like to do most is if somebody tells me a movie that they've seen that they really, really like and I've never heard of it, I always want to go check it out, because I'm just curious if it's really as good as you say it is, or if I'm going to think that it's shitty.
That was kind of like this one for me.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, dude, you have to, like, if you haven't seen this, like, you recognized it,
Yeah.
but you didn't actually see it.
Mm-hmm.
I know the first time, like, I was watching through this, because I watched it twice in preparation for this, because I fucking love this movie.
Yeah.
Especially now, like, sitting through it twice in a row. It's definitely one of my favorite movies of all time now.
It definitely it hits different as an adult. When you're
It's
a kid
so
watching
fun.
it, you don't really get all the references and everything that's going on. That's kind of with everything, though. You can go back and watch like old cartoons that you used to watch, and you will get the adult humor now that you totally missed when you were a kid, and you'll be like, "Whoa, they got away with that shit." Yeah, right. Like Ren and Stimpy.
Well, Ren and Stimpy actually has, like, an adult party cartoon version
Yeah.
of it that's, like, fully uncensored and adult.
Yeah. So. All right. I think that's all we got. I mean, I'll give it just a general, like, if you haven't followed any of our pages yet or subscribed to our YouTube, if you wouldn't mind doing that. I've shouted out our support option a few times. Adam said he's not opposed to begging, so we're not opposed
Please
to
give us
begging.
money. Please.
Fair change. All right. I don't want to go too far into that. I think we repeat ourselves every single episode, so you've heard it all before if you listened this long. I know a lot of our episodes are pretty long, so I'm sure none of you even get to the very, very end sometimes, so you probably never even heard us say it, and you probably won't this time. So thanks anyway, I guess. But yeah, we will see you next week for Invisible Man, and then we will see you in July for Witch Month.
See you next week.